just can't diffuse. But I know, the tricks up your sleeve. 'Cause you and I used to sing just to pass by the time, and I can't let go without a partial thought to where our song may flow. Some ring away, but the echo of yours seem to stay. And lately when I listen close, what I hear may be fake. So you be real now, and I'll be honest, that what we've got here is truly harmonic. And I can search just to hear the same sound play. But why would I when you're standing here right in front of me? Truly harmonic. You've got me good. It's a concept I just can't refuse, but you had to see through what seems without flaw. So you may say that this anthem of ours wrong away. Maybe it's true. So when this sound leaves my ear, I can't help but to sing it again. Hope that if I sing it out, maybe you'll comprehend. I've been around now, and all is silent. What we've got here is truly harmonic. When you think of me and the lyrics that we used to sing, and take them for more than what they appear. 'Cause all along, I'll admit that it's all just a song, but maybe it's more than singing to me. Do we exist if the sound of our music stops playing? 'Cause maybe the next time around things won't be the same without exchange. So you be real now, and I'll be honest, that what we've got here is truly harmonic. And I can search just to hear the same sound play. But why would I when you're standing here right in front of me? Truly harmonic.
Welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. Brought to you by Friend Entertainment USA, producing the best concerts for charities and corporations for over 30 years. CBMS Consulting Services, turning vision into value. And CBMS Bookkeeping Services, control your business before it controls you. In association with Village Connection Network, your full-service marketing and media company. Now, here is Darren and the Music Man.
Another opening, another show. In Philly, Boston, or Baltimore, A chance for stage folks to say hello. Another opening of another show. Another opening, another show in Philly.
That's right. It's another opening of another show, the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. And I would be the Music Man. And next to me, this handsome gentleman is Darren Chiaffi, and he is the businessman.
That's it. Hey,
That's
Norman,
it.
how are you
I'm just
today?
a wacky guy that puts on
You're the
shows
wacky
and
guy.
stuff. Wear glitter jackets, and I play songs
I
like
see
Broadway.
that. You're finally wearing the glitter jacket.
Yeah, I did.
You
I
never
did.
wore it on the
Since
show
it's our
before.
first show tonight.
This is
You know,
our
we're doing
first
this.
show on Village Connection Network. I'm really excited.
Way to go. Give me
You
5
know,
on that.
that's
Let's
it.
do this.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. And hopefully some of you out there have listened to us and watched us before on previous station, but now we are with the bomb. We are with Long Island's #1 station, Village Connection Network. And we have some great guests tonight, which we'll tell you about in just a second.
Yes.
But how was your week?
My week was very busy, and it's continuing to be busy. As you know, we went this morning. I did a workshop.
You did a great job this
Thank you.
morning.
I appreciate
great.
that.
Really, really
I want
good.
to thank my friends at the Miller Business Center for having me and letting me share what I know with
Tell everybody
that
what you
was
did.
there. I did a workshop, and I know I've been advertising it on the show, and that building a business owner's roadmap. So allowing business owners or teaching business owners the right way to build a business. So it was very good. It was. We had a great crowd. We got great reviews. And I know you probably went around and doctored everything. And thank you for coming. You did show up.
No, it's my pleasure.
And, you know, somebody
I
did call you a ringer in the crowd, though.
Yeah, they did.
For me.
Yeah, but you know what? I probably was.
But, you know, I got that tomorrow night. I'm going to be talking to a bunch of students at Suffolk Community College. You know, Friday we got the authors thing at the library. So we got a lot of different
I'm not doing
things
anything.
going on. A lot of
I'm not
different
doing
things
nothing.
going on. So
I have to
it's
wait
just
till next
crazy.
year till I do something.
Yeah, I
so
was going to say, you don't
we hit
do
Donna
this-
Summer in February.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and then we
I can't
got
wait for
Donna
that
and
one.
Barry White coming up too. But what
That
we
should be
really have
awesome.
coming up is we have 2 sensational business women.
Yes.
And then since we are a
absolutely.
business show, we can cut
And we've
out.
both done business with these
Yeah,
people.
absolutely. Personally.
Yeah.
I've done personally.
And I've actually used these people for my clients.
But does that? Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that
Yeah.
because it didn't sound good that we both used these.
You always got to go there.
I didn't go anyplace. I'm still sitting here.
You're always
I'm
going
right. It's
there,
against the
Robin.
law to go and do that.
Well, you know what? Let me introduce Lisa and Tatiana Rodino from Rodino and
Welcome.
Associates. Welcome.
Thank
Actually,
you.
this is your second time with us.
Yes.
Right. Well, actually, no. This
with
is
The first
with
time
you.
here, but the second time on
With-
radio, on
right.
TV.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Lisa did your show when you were
In the other place
in the other place
Yes.
before I joined.
before you
Yes.
joined, before you classed
Yeah.
up the
Before I classed
organization.
up the place. Well, I got
Pre
you wear a
Darren.
jacket, didn't I?
That's it. For tonight.
Now, this is a fancy jacket.
This is a stage jacket. I got all kinds of
I did a
jackets.
speaking engagement, and Brian, I know you're watching. Thank you very much, Brian, for all these speaking engagements. I forgot to mention one. Next Thursday, December 13th, right here in Huntington at the Microsoft store, I'm going to be on a panel of experts about how to be a good guest on a show. So if
very
you,
good.
if
So why
you
don't
come
you
down-
let these 2 people be a good guest
We're
on
going
the
to
show?
let them be good. I'm going to walk
What do
them
they
through
do?
it.
What do you guys do?
What do you guys do? Tell us about Rodino.
Who wants to talk first? Well, first of all, we have Tatiana and Lisa Rodino of Rodino Associates. And Rodino Associates is a...
We'll let them explain.
Okay, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, why don't you tell us
Go
about
for it. Who's going to
Rodino?
talk first?
Okay. Tatiana's always great at getting
Go
things
for it,
underway.
Tatiana.
Okay, so Rodino and Associates, we are commercial loan advisors, which is a fancy term for we're brokers, and we sell commercial loans to businesses and real estate investors.
Okay, so in I do this all the time. I just cut people off as we're going along.
You must be
That's-
Italian or
That's it.
something.
I'm Italian.
Yeah.
You notice I talk
We
with
know
my
the
hands, right?
families.
So,
I'm Jewish, I talk with my hands.
for
What does
those-
that mean? I eat a lot of pizza.
For those of us who don't know, is you're not a bank, right? You work
No.
with banks and you work with different folks.
Different
We
providers.
work with banks and non-bank institutions to help find financial solutions for working capital problems.
So when somebody needs something, they can go to you and you find the best deal for them.
Right.
Yes.
Right? Is that
We
what you're
we
doing?
become a member of their team to find and do all the dirty work and peel back all the layers, find out what is the best option for that particular client. Not all pieces fit the same business or the
Obviously.
same person. We can find different providers. We're not committed to just one. We have an array in our portfolio that we can go to find the best product for
And we know
our
this
clients.
because us working together
Yep.
with my clients, I had a
Yep.
couple of different clients that I sent to you guys,
Yep.
and you guys very quickly were able to, we had one very difficult one, and you guys were
Yeah.
still able to find the right funding for them.
Right.
You know, and it just, it's amazing. I can attest that working with you guys has been sensational.
And on the personal
you.
It's really
side,
easy.
you
Thank you.
did it as well. So instead of going to a bank and waiting 3-4 months and giving them all kinds of stuff, we turned my deal around with the same kind of papers,
Yep.
just faxing them over to within 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
It was done.
Yes.
Yeah. And to clarify, it wasn't a personal loan. This was still a business
It was a
loan.
business
We
loan.
can't do
Oh, I
It
understand.
was,
anything.
it was for his business.
Yeah.
It was for my
It was
business.
We
business
can't
related.
we can't do lending for consumers because
Okay.
we don't have that licensing. So
Well, since I'm a business of one, I figured it was, just me.
It was,
so.
it was personal.
It was
and-
personal enough.
If he didn't get the loan, his wife was going to kill him.
I'm paying for it. She went shopping.
She went
Oh
shopping.
no.
I don't want to hear that.
No.
I didn't say anything.
No.
So, okay, so you guys do commercial lending.
Yes.
So tell us the types of commercial lending that you do. Can I go to you for, I want to buy a building, or I just need cash to float my operations? You know, is
We're
that
across
type of
the
thing?
board. We're across the board lenders. We can do everything from the small stuff that's business related without collateral,
Okay.
up to those buildings in New York City that you have in your backside right now. We can
I mean, our
fund
view.
those.
The
Your
view
view,
that we can
yes.
see. We can see
Yes.
Manhattan.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
Go-
We can fund
Yeah.
those buildings as well.
What's going on with this? You got a building
Behind
there.
you. Yes, my view of
That's
New
pretty
York.
That's
That's
we own
pretty
that
big.
one.
Yes.
And
Well,
you
we
did
can
the fund-
finance that,
You have
or
an
we can get you
elevator?
the cash out so you can go buy the next property.
Right, I got
You know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
one of the things that we pride ourselves in is we try not to get people into dangerous lending products. So one of the things that's out there right now that a lot of people get faxes, emails, phone calls about is what's called a merchant cash advance.
Yes.
And these have daily paybacks. They're very expensive.
25%.
No, that's low.
That's
That's
low.
low,
For,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
getting them at 25%.
we
I
have-
get these
you must
emails.
have really good credit then.
Yeah.
we one of my clients that we worked on, he was paying 32 or 33%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And,
Wow,
you know,
that's
we call it
ridiculous.
suicide loans because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no way out of it.
There's no way out.
Whereas
You
there-
can't keep up.
Unless
can't
you come
keep
to
up.
us, of course.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
But we try to prevent people from getting into those, and if it's the only option and we think that it will actually improve their situation, we have done them, but we make sure that they know all of the costs and they know all of the dangers going into it, because we prefer to get people into a more safe lending product or financing product is what we call them.
When
More
we were
responsible.
dealing, I actually had a guy call me and tell me that what I was telling him about my deal, without mentioning a name of anything else, I was out of my mind and crazy, that there was no way that I was getting what I was getting, and that of course he's trying to sell.
Right.
But it was he wanted to know. I think if you remember, I told you he
Yep.
wanted to know whom you are, where we were going, everything. Wait, what are you, nuts? That ain't happening.
Right.
You know, I mean, crazy people out there.
Well, I mean, he can always send his clients to us and we'll
I suggested
we'll
that.
help them.
I think the point you're trying to make is that the rates that you guys are coming up with are very competitive to go into a traditional bank.
They're not a scam.
Right.
You know,
You're the real deal.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
We do what we can because we truly want to help small businesses, even medium-sized businesses, to be able to grow and to get access to the financing that they need. And we partner with a lot of banks too because we really believe in the products that banks can offer, and we are able to bring them more people than what they would normally have, or they don't have as strong of a marketing team, so we're able to bring clients to banks even when necessary. So we're not opposed to helping people get access to bank money. It's not our only tool in the toolbox.
On Tuesday, I was at a meeting, and at the meeting, the leader of the meeting was talking to somebody, making an announcement that they're helping someone get a loan. It wasn't done yet or whatever. After the meeting, and you know this person, after this meeting, I said, why don't you call Lisa? So I didn't even forgot all about it. So I'll tell you about it after the show.
Okay.
And you can either make a phone call if you haven't heard from this individual yet.
Okay.
And so on. Both of us always market you whenever we can.
Sounds
thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
You're just wonderful at what you do, and you're extremely reputable and nice. So why not? And you're great at you're just great at it.
Well, thank you.
All right, show's over.
I'm blushing.
No, okay, but now here's what we're going to do. Now we're going to get into the whole process on how you got to where you are.
Okay.
All right. So
I know how Lisa did it.
Well, how did
Lisa was during the summertime was selling ice off the ice cream truck. She was loaning money to kids to buy ice cream.
Well, you know what? No, she can get much higher rates than what she's giving out.
Well, she did then.
Yeah,
She got used to it.
So Lisa, tell us how did Rodino and Associates get started?
Well, we were involved in residential lending back in the late 90s, early 2000s, just before the debacle of the 2008. We were in the Detroit metro market, and we noticed that things couldn't sustain themselves. So we decided back then it was time to liquidate. We sold everything and went into the private sector. Well, fast forward to today, I had children that I was raising, focused on them. They're all grown up now. It was time for me to go back to work. And I've worked in the hospital setting for many years. I'm a radiation therapist. And it was either go back to the hospital life where I never see the sun all day and I am on somebody else's schedule. So in at work at 7, you don't get home till 4. In the winter, you never see the sun until Friday afternoon, Saturday morning. So it was, okay, let's go back into the lending world. But instead of the residential side, we decided to do the commercial side. So we got a bunch of our providers in order, reestablished relationships, built new ones, and got things rolling.
Okay, so I'm going to regress a little bit.
Okay.
Because you said you were a radiation therapist.
Yes.
Is that what you were doing before you got into the lending market in Detroit?
Yes.
Detroit's a tough market.
Yeah.
Real estate market, right?
It can be, yes. But
Not in the 90s.
in the 90s, there was a lot of programs that were 125% financing, no doc financing. There was crazy stuff going on. They were just handing money out. They were handing money out, and we knew it couldn't sustain itself. They were giving values of the homes in the Detroit market that were not there. Right. A $10,000 house was being offered $60,000, and it's like, yeah, this can't keep going.
Which is similar to what happened in New York in the early 2000s.
Yes. It
was
the same thing. It was bottlenecked.
Okay, we'll give you $500,000 to go buy a house.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's only worth $200,000.
Exactly. Yeah. And, we knew it couldn't sustain itself, so we decided, we've got to get out. We've got to do what's right. So we decided private sector. And then that brought us over here to the New York metro area. And
so that's my question. How did you get from Detroit to New York?
Plane.
Job opportunities, plenty of driving.
Well, Detroit's job market pretty much
it
dried
sunk.
Up in the
it was dried
early
up.
2000s.
We gotta get out.
Everyone was mass exiting Michigan. You couldn't get a moving truck for a decent rate that was leaving Michigan because they didn't have enough trucks.
If you need a moving truck, I got a really good moving company.
But
I don't think we're going back to Detroit.
No. So we decided it was, my husband took care of getting work over here in the private sector. That's what he did, and been here ever since, and just kept going.
So when you got here, you really focused on raising your children. Your husband went to work.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yep.
it
Worked
just
in
evolved from
Manhattan
there.
for a little bit too.
Well, also,
Yeah.
How did
and
that
then it
work out
evolved from
for
there.
you?
That commute is rough.
Yeah, I did it for 30 years.
And
Yeah.
you were doing it from basically here. I used to do it from out east. It was 2 hours door to door.
Oh, that's
It was brutal.
nuts.
It
Yeah.
was brutal. I did that for a couple of years, and I was like, enough. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
part of how they transitioned from the private sector over to running our own business was when I had graduated high school and then I went to college. Dad started bugging me, hey, I have this idea, we should do a family business. And I looked at him and I said, oh no, I am not getting involved in a family business.
So
I
are
want
you telling
nothing
me
to
that's
do
your
with
mom?
this. Yeah, this is my mom.
Really?
See,
I'm
I
in
would have
business
thought you
with my
guys
parents.
were sisters. I really would have.
Oh, thank you.
We have a secret anti-aging gene, I guess.
Mom
It
turned
must have
98
been in the
this week.
radiation that you were doing.
Probably.
I hope not.
Yeah, you were telling us
Yeah.
that mom turned
Yeah.
98 this week.
Yeah,
Congratulations
Monday,
on
yes.
that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
She doesn't look a day over 70.
Yeah.
So she's
that's
holding
great.
well.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, we were talking about that at home. Kirk Douglas is 101.
Wow.
Yeah.
How great does he look?
Not good. He had that stroke, and ever since then he
Yeah,
hasn't
well,
been
you
the
know,
same.
for 101.
For 101,
For
no,
101, he's
all
not
right.
doing too bad.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
So, God bless all of these people that can live
Oh,
that long.
definitely.
I don't know if I want to live that long. You
yeah.
know?
Well, she was one of 14, and they're down to 3.
14?
Yes.
Yeah, see, my dad came from a family of 12, and they're
Yeah.
down to 3.
Yeah.
And, it was that type of thing. But you're saying your mom still lives by herself,
Yes,
right?
she does. I have 5 brothers,
Okay.
and they all stayed in Maine, which is where I'm from.
Okay.
And one of
Wow.
them,
So this is getting interesting. Go ahead.
one of them checks on her every day on his way to and from work. He's like 70 something and still working at the post office.
Okay.
He doesn't want to retire.
Well, he didn't work today. He had today off.
He had today off, but he still went and checked on Mom. Her computer wasn't working right, so he had
Her
to reboot
computer
it for her.
wasn't working right.
Yes.
Her computer. So mom working
That's-
on the
that's
computer.
great.
Yes.
90
Well, she saw this one at age 8 working on the keyboard and said, if she can
No,
do
that was
it.
Francesca.
No, it was you. Back when she was
We didn't have a
78.
computer when I was 8.
or somewhere around there. 8, 12,
Tatiana, for the
something.
story's
We're having
purposes,
a
it was
fan-
you.
Yeah.
We're having a family argument.
Yeah.
Family
There you go.
argument.
It's breaking
But
out.
my mother said, if she can do that computer, so can I. And she had my brothers go buy her a computer, and she started way back when she was about 70.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Good for her.
yeah.
Is
So
she
she's-
an SEO marketing person?
No, but she was a day trader.
Yeah,
She was
She
a
was a
day
day
trader?
trader. She made
Wow.
some good money.
That's sick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Really?
Okay, so now I got to get to this.
Okay.
You're originally from Maine.
Yes.
How did you get to Detroit?
How did I get to Detroit? You really want to go there?
I want to go there. I
Okay.
want to know. I'm
Okay.
interested
She
to
liked
see it.
Motown.
Well, Dante's aunt called me the gypsy. So I actually, Mom and Dad were older when they had me.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to retire when I was going into the 8th grade.
Wow.
So they decided to move to Florida before I even had visited Florida. So I'm going to school in Florida at, 8th grade. And then I ended up finishing all my training down in Florida and started doing temp service throughout the U.S. for the radiation therapy after I was done my training. And I never looked back at Florida, said I was never going to live there again. And along the way, during my temp service, one of my stops was in Port Huron, Michigan. Well, come to find out, I decided to go out that evening. I go over to Canada, in Sarnia, Canada, across the Blue Water Bridge. And I decided to go to these clubs. Ended up finding this guy at one of the clubs, asked him to dance, and that was over
you asked him
31
to
years
dance.
ago.
Wow.
I did.
31 years
Yeah.
ago.
Should've asked
Yep.
him if
And
he
he was a
needed a
Marine
loan.
on the way to Okinawa. What's that?
You should have asked him if he needed a loan. That could have started your career.
But he was the Italian,
So-
not me at that point.
So it was love at first sight.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, you talk
Yeah.
about Italian. There's 5 of us in this room. 4 of you are
You're
Italian.
Italian, yeah.
I
I'm the
married.
Jew.
I married Italian. I'm French.
Oh, you're
So
French.
there you go.
Just Italian by marriage at this point.
Hey, if you can make meatballs, then that
All right, so
counts.
you went from the northernmost point in the Northeast
yes.
down to the southernmost point in the Northeast
Yes.
to Detroit.
Yep.
Okay. And you said your husband was on his way to Okinawa when you met him?
Yes.
Was he in the service?
He's a Marine. He was a Marine. Yes.
Okay, he's a U.S. Marine.
A U.S. Marine.
Okay.
No, he
Yes.
was a
Well, he could have been
Well-
a Canadian Marine.
No, get
Canadians
this.
have Marines.
Mexican
He was
Marine.
a minor drinking in Canada. He couldn't drink in the
In the
States,
States.
even though he was a Marine.
It's, you know what? That's a shame. It's such a shame that these
Yeah.
kids can put their life on the line for our country.
But they
that's-
can't have a
it's so
beverage in
stupid.
public.
Right.
Come on.
It's crazy.
It
It's
is.
absolutely crazy. Wow. So he was a Marine. He was going over to Okinawa.
Yeah,
So you waited patiently for him to come back?
pretty
Or
much.
did you follow him?
Yes. I did not follow him.
He
I was
must have been
traveling
some
the country.
Italian.
No, he was in Okinawa. I never made it to Asia
Right.
when he was over there. But after he came back,
So he was
just
originally
picked
from the Detroit area.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
He
that's
was
how
on
you ended
leave on his
Could
way
he
to
dance?
Okinawa.
Was he a good dancer?
Well, he
you
tried.
asked him to dance.
I did. He tried.
But I thought that was the thing, that if a guy's a good dancer, then he's a good catch.
He was a
that
good
true?
catch. He had a great smile, and he was serving the military. You know,
Right.
American U.S.
Man in
military.
uniform.
Hey, man in
Tough
uniform.
to dance in those
Yeah,
boots.
and then I go and start wearing uniforms.
Yeah,
you
there
know?
we go. Yeah,
Come
because
on.
you and I
Fast forward.
have a
Civil Air
connection
Patrol. Yeah,
through the Civil Air Patrol.
yeah.
You know, Lisa.
Absolutely.
Did you
is a-
know each other before business-wise? Did you know each other from
very-
Civil Air Patrol?
Very
Oh.
limitedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you were doing probably one of the training classes when I met
Yeah.
you out at Squadron 8 or
Right.
Squadron 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
came out there a
he
couple of
runs
times to do
that Civil Air Patrol.
Well, I
Well,
don't-
he
no, I don't. I'm not-
He's
one
the
of them.
man.
He won one of the chapters, not all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. I just
he
I
has
have
a
Give him
squadron.
I
time.
just have the squadron.
Give him time.
He's
He'll
got
be,
the local squadron.
No,
executive
I've been
president.
there and I've done that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm checking our feed as we're going.
Oh,
We got-
okay.
Well,
got
you
a
know
number
what?
of
We
people
haven't
watching.
given out the phone number. If anybody would like to call in
Yes.
and ask the Rodino ladies some questions, please give us a call at 631-415-1365. That's 631-415-1365. Ask any questions you
Well,
want
let's-
regarding
let's-
regarding
Regarding
getting a commercial loan.
Yeah,
Correct.
there we go.
And
Yes.
they will be happy to answer that for you. And if they want to reach you, how does anybody reach you guys?
So our number is 516-268-0350.
Could you repeat that?
Sure, 516-268-0350.
And would you have regular office hours?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're open from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Okay, cool.
Except Fridays, we close a little early. We close about 3 p.m. on Fridays.
3 p.m. on Fridays because basically everybody's gone at that point.
It's the finance world.
Right, and that information is also up on the screen, so you'll be able to see that.
Great.
You can get a hold of the Rodinos. I'm going to call them the Rodino sisters for the rest of the night. How about that?
That works for
You
me.
guys are Rodino sisters. It's a family business.
Yes.
Okay, so when you were a kid growing up,
Uh-huh.
go ahead, finish the
No,
question.
go ahead.
It's your
No, you're
question.
doing
It's your
good.
question.
You're doing good.
When you were a kid growing up and you were on the playground, did you
Uh-huh.
ever think that you'd be doing what you're doing? Did you sit there and go, I want to get into commercial lending?
It was the furthest thing from my mind.
You
But-
wanted to be a radiation therapist.
I wanted to be a mother, and I always wanted to be able to have something to fall back on if I ever needed to help support the family.
On the
Yeah.
playground?
Not on the playground. Not on the playground. On the playground, I wanted to be a mom.
For an 8-year-old
Right.
kid, you had it really
No,
together.
No. When I was
I
an
think I took
8-year-old
after
kid,
Dad.
Yeah. I think I was eating dirt when I was 8.
Yeah,
So-
I always wanted to be a mom. You know, little girls wanted to be
You
moms
wanted to be
way back
moms,
then.
yeah.
I always
I
wanted
know
to be a
some. Oh,
mom.
never mind.
What's that?
No, I'm not going there.
He's being good. He's being good. I'm proud of you. You're being good tonight.
Oh, it's all because of us. It's the
That's it.
company.
I want
who
phone
keeps-
calls at 415-1365. 415-1365.
And that's 631, everybody. The
That's
area
right.
code is 631.
And you can ask us the question too. You know, tell
Yeah, you
us.
can ask us a
Yeah.
question. Nothing. You know what? You can ask me personal questions about Norm, and I'll answer them.
And you can
Oh,
answer some.
easy.
All right. So you went from Maine to Florida. You travel in the country. You
Yep.
met your Marine.
Yes.
Okay. He comes home. He gets out of the service. I'm
Yep.
assuming.
Mhm.
You
It's a
now.
love story.
It's a love story. So now you go back and you say, okay, this is where I'm going to make my home base, Detroit.
That took a little bit.
That
Yeah,
took a
I'm
little-
sure.
Yeah, no, we actually started in the Boston area because he was doing some training in mortuary sciences.
Okay.
But
So is he a mortician?
yes,
We've had morticians on the show.
Yeah.
Used to be.
So-
he is a mortician by trade.
Okay.
But during his training, I ended up landing a job that would keep me home more. And it was working for the companies that make the equipment. And I was going to be training I was sales support. I was going out to train the new machines
Right.
that were newly installed. I had to train the staff.
Okay.
So I was sales support.
I thought you were going to say you were training the machines to handle the people that were going to hold it.
No,
were
the
in
people that
Boston.
are operating.
Yeah, in Boston.
We're now
Yeah.
in
She
Boston.
almost-
Well,
So it's
Boston,
zigzagging all
and we
over.
moved to California. for
To
the year.
California. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, moved to California.
What part of California? Northern or southern?
San Francisco Bay Area,
Okay.
Berkeley,
Beautiful.
Daly City, and San Mateo.
Oh, I think we got our first call, Norm.
It's Chase.
It's Chase.
Oh, you're calling in your low.
Hello. Welcome to
Hello.
the connection.
Oh, I know that voice.
We all know that one.
I just called to see if I could take this one with the stray hair out.
Oh, you want to take me on a date?
That's right. Are you
Oh,
available?
I might be.
She's got a Marine. You better be
Yeah,
careful.
she's married to a Marine. You know, once a
Yeah.
Marine
Oh,
over.
I'm not afraid of that Marine.
I went and married him, right?
That's right.
Hey,
By the way,
Dad.
whoever you are, sir, do you have a question?
That was basically it. I'm Dante Rodino. I'm Lisa's husband.
Oh,
is that
hi,
who you
Dante.
are?
How are you?
Yeah, my
Very
Marine.
nice to meet you.
So you know that Marine?
Yep.
Intimate.
Dante,
I just
thank you
happened
for the
to
service.
catch the program, and I thought I'd give a call.
Oh, thank you
Yeah,
very much
appreciate
for
that.
calling.
Checking in on the girls, huh?
Checking in, making sure they are where they're supposed to be, right, Dante?
Are you looking for any hard money?
Because these girls can help you.
We-
Actually, yeah, I think Lisa and Tatiana explained that very well. We try to stay away from the hard money as much as possible because we got a lot of great programs. They do at least that will get the financing people need without having to get into the hard money.
And I am a user of one of those programs, so I thank you very much for that.
I know Lisa told me. She told me that a couple of weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah, that I was a pain in the ass during the whole thing.
Absolutely
Used to harass your
not.
daughter.
Well, you know, when he was in the hospital, I go to visit him, and
Yep.
I don't think you get the trophy though for that this year.
Definitely not.
No.
Oh, I can tell you this. Visiting him in the hospital, the nurses thought he was a pain in the ass. And I told the nurses, that means he's better.
Yes.
I said,
I
well, he's a
wasn't
pain in the
better.
ass. He wasn't better, but, you know, the more of a pain in the ass he became, the
Yep.
better.
Darren was really a great friend
Yeah.
Oh, you
during
don't have to go
the
there
course
with
of me
that,
being
but-
in the hospital.
Yeah,
He was
and
a
I
great
found
friend.
out after
We didn't
the
even know you
fact.
were in the hospital,
was-
I didn't
Norman.
put it out there. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not one of those Facebook people and say praise for me and, you know, whatever. You know, it is
No.
what it is.
Right.
Whoever found
No,
out, found
you
out.
told me when I met you up at the Brookhaven
Yeah.
Expo.
Yeah,
And I was like, what? I've been gone all summer. I had no idea. So, you know, as soon as I heard, it was like, let me get in
You
touch
know,
with
nobody
you.
really. I mean, I run into
Yeah.
people now when I go to meetings because
Yeah.
now I can go. Where were you? Where have you been? You know, and
Yes.
so on and so forth.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to be
Exactly.
back. Thank God. I mean, it was real close.
Yeah.
I
I'm
almost
glad.
bought
I'm
it.
glad we can see you here.
They're happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's good to have
Happy
him
to
back.
be on
Yes.
Village Connection Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
That's
really is.
Yeah.
You know what? Look, everything's turning around. We're doing
Yeah,
much
but
better
it's
now.
all good.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of months ago, it was a struggle. It was a struggle doing the show by myself.
Yeah.
But you
know,
learn.
but-
I missed 14 shows.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I missed 14
So-
Should have
shows.
called for some
and then
backup,
I came.
right?
I attempted when I got out
Twice.
to the hospital to come. I couldn't handle it. He would pick me up. I mean, he
Yeah.
would come.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I almost fell out of the truck
Yeah.
Oh,
when I was
no.
getting out. I mean, I
Well,
just didn't
yeah,
have
be-
the strength and such to do it. But
To do
it's
that.
it's all better now.
Yeah.
It's all
So-
good.
Dante, we still have you on the phone?
You do.
Okay.
Well, thank
You know, I think if you haven't recognized it already, one of the things that makes it nice and special to work with Lisa and Tatiana is they actually listen to people's stories.
Yep.
They don't shut them down, and they find solutions for what seems like difficult problems. But because they listen and they hear what the person's needs are, they actually find the best situations for them so that they're able to enable their businesses and get the financing that they need. That's the best part about them. They really know their products and their lenders, and they do a great job.
You can ask my sister about the story.
Well,
she tells it great.
Oh, yeah, okay. And how I hear, Dante, you tell a great story on how you and your wife met.
I tell that story well? Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Lisa told it fine enough tonight.
So she said you were dancing on a table.
Oh, she told that story?
No, your daughter did
you
that.
were dancing on the table.
No, we don't have to. We said we weren't going to go there. We're not going to go there. So,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Dante, thanks for calling, and we really appreciate it.
All right, you guys take care.
All right,
Thanks, buddy. Have a
great
happy
night.
New Year and
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
I think he hung up already.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, that's great, and he sounds like a great guy. I haven't been able to get to meet him yet, but he sounds like a great guy. It sounds like you got a great team going here.
Do you have any special programs that are running now that you can make people aware of?
Actually, we have a great product for people who are in need of some working capital.
Mm-hmm.
We can do an app only up to $100,000 for working capital. So it's app and 3 months bank statements, and as long as you have at least, I think it's a 675 FICO score, and at least 18 months in business or 24 months in business, we can get you some working capital to be able to.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is a
especially
great
with the end of the year, a lot of people, especially like in the manufacturing industry or import industry, they have a huge demand right now, either for the holiday season or prepping for the new year.
I was actually talking to a client today, and they were like, cash flow this time of the year is killer.
Yep.
And if they have accounts receivable, we have some great financing programs.
What
that we
about
bring to the
advertising? Do you
table.
guys advertise at all? Put your services out there?
We do. We have some. We do it
You
in
better change
twofold.
your advertising company. We got to
We're
hook you
working on-
up with
yeah.
No,
some-
she
with some
goes.
people.
Look,
we're doing-
They go
yeah.
on a civil air patrol theory is let's keep it the best kept secret in the
Yeah,
world,
and let everybody else.
and let
have to
everybody
find
else
us.
tell
That's not
everybody
good.
about it.
We have to help you.
Well, we are. We're helping
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
We're here.
Going
Our
forward
phones-
after
yeah.
this.
Yeah, and our
We've been-
phones are ringing
Yeah.
because of referrals like you.
Here, you
But-
got one today,
Yeah,
which
we
is
got
good.
one
Yes, and
today.
we
He's a
appreciate
good
that.
guy.
So
Yeah,
here,
and Darren too.
we're in Boston right now. We haven't gotten to New York yet.
All right, so let's go. Let's go.
So I wanna
get into
get
Oh,
to
Boston,
it.
California.
So you went Boston,
Yep.
California,
Yep,
right? San
yep.
Francisco area.
Yep, San Francisco area.
Hartford.
Okay.
And then we went to Connecticut, had our firstborn.
Okay,
and,
so you're a Connecticut,
Yep.
I'm a New Englander.
New
Yes.
Englander. Okay.
We won't talk
Just
about
like
it.
just like mom. Mom's a
Yep,
New Englander.
yep. Yep, she's from the Northeast.
Right.
And then we ended up back in the Michigan area because family matters. It was time to go back to Michigan and get closer to Dante's family
Right.
and help over there. Then we raised kids over there and started our residential lending business
Okay, so a job opportunity is what brought Dante and you to New
to
York.
New York. Yes.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I was going to say, New York's never been really in the picture.
No.
And-
Well, my husband Dante did runs down from Connecticut for the funeral industry
Okay,
to the New York metro area.
all right.
Because he worked for a Jewish funeral home, and there was always something that somebody always had to be.
Who was
shipped
he with,
down.
Gerwin?
He was with what is their name? In West
Parkside?
Hartford. In West Hartford, there is
up there. Okay.
Was it
Well, don't you know all of
Weinstein's.
them?
Weinstein?
I know a few of them.
Weinstein.
It was
Sorry
the
to say.
Weinstein Mortuary
Okay.
up in
But
Hartford.
that's in Connecticut.
West Hartford,
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Got it.
And he did road trips down here to do deliveries and such. And he found a little Port Washington area very nice, and Long
Yeah.
Island. So that's where we ended up settling when we did come.
Is that where you live now?
No, Deer Park.
We're in the
Okay.
Deer Park area.
I grew up in Deer Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I grew up right on the border of Deer Park and Dixon.
And we're doing
Oh,
a show in
okay.
March in Port Washington
Oh, really?
Yes.
at the Landmark.
At the Landmark, right
nice.
across from the library.
That's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to know
March,
who's
yeah,
playing
March
yet?
2nd.
Who's going to be playing at the Landmark?
Donna Summer.
That's the Donna Summer
Tribute.
show.
So I don't want
Yep.
anyone to,
the
to call
tribute
me a
show.
liar.
No.
Yeah.
You know
Tribute.
Donna isn't with us anymore, but
Yep.
you will know it by seeing
I was going
who
to say
I
those
have.
holographic concerts keep getting better and better.
So, Tatiana, now you're in New York, right? Your kids are growing.
In
Yep.
Port Washington.
You graduate high school, right? You go to college. How did you talk your dad into starting this company?
Oh, it's
I
the
didn't.
other way
Well,
around.
no, you said
asked her.
before you
I
and your
ran
dad
away
were
to
talking,
feed.
and he said, "Let's start."
He
a
said, I
family
have this
business."
great idea. Let's start a family business. And I said, no. There is no way I'm doing
Well,
a family
what kind
business.
of family business did he want to start?
This one.
This one, okay.
Yes.
So I ran away to Phoenix
So you ran away to Phoenix.
for about 4 or 5 years or
Yeah.
so.
What did you do in Phoenix?
I was in project management.
Okay.
So I was
Construction or?
I started on kind of like a sales project management team,
Okay.
moved into facilities maintenance project management, and then into IT project management.
Okay.
And I just wasn't the 9-to-5 deal, and the having corporate politics wasn't my forte. I'm much better at being a problem solver, digging in, finding where the inefficiencies are in processes, finding where problems are, and creating a solution and developing those solutions.
But you're still 9 to 5.
True, but I'm not 9-to-5
Well, no.
But you're
playing
your
the
own 9 to
politics
5.
Only
game.
9 to 5, Monday to Thursday. Friday, she's 9 to 3.
9 to 3.
Yeah.
So,
And to be perfectly frank, I end up working a lot more than that. It's just that's when we tend to have office
well,
hours.
it's funny, you know. I said it today during my workshop. I said business owners work 24/7.
They do.
You know,
You know,
so-
we have representatives throughout the U.S., so time zones, you know, we're not restricted.
Right.
We have to answer the phones for the Arizona folks, too.
Yep.
Yes.
You know,
Because we're, like she said, we're national. We even have some options for some international stuff if we need to. We've worked with some Canadians. We've worked with people who are importing from other countries. So if somebody's ringing us, we kind of, most of the time, will take the call if we're able to.
Right. Exactly.
Sometimes you're like, I'm still working on that. I don't have an answer. I have to
Right.
send them an email or get back to them in a few minutes when I have the answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as we know, people get impatient with that.
They do.
Right? So they get
yes.
very impatient.
Or they
with
need their
that.
money yesterday.
So let me ask you, now we're starting this business. All right? Dad talked you into starting the business.
Yeah.
Okay. You agree to it.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, I'm going to jump in. We're going to jump in with both feet.
Yeah.
What was the number one challenge that you guys had when you first started?
Getting people to give us their paperwork.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's always.
And-
I as an accountant, I still have that problem.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest
It's getting people to give me
challenge
their
that we
paperwork.
have. And
Yeah.
so part of the way that I mitigate that is I do the paperwork for people a lot of the time, and I
Right.
train my brokers to do that. So I set up an interview either in person or on the phone, and Norman can attest to this, and I'll have all the documents ready for what we're going to be pursuing, because most of the time we've already determined, okay, this is going to be a great working capital project, or this is going to be a great SBA project. And so I'll already have in mind exactly what they're going to fit into, and I'll collect all of the paperwork and do all of it with them. And then while sitting there, we print the pages that need to be signed, and then have them sign it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I brought them to you.
Yeah.
I did them all out within a day. You had everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, you can't expect someone to work for you if you don't give them
Well,
what it is that they need.
unfortunately, in this day and age, most people expect,
Miracles.
to happen. I have this constantly with clients. I got a problem with the IRS. Okay, I need this, this, and this in order to solve your problem.
Mm-hmm.
They never provide what you ask for. Okay, and I've gotten in my career as it's gone on. I'm not a chaser. You want my help, I'm going to tell you what I need. I'll remind you once or twice, but I'm not going to chase you to get it because I'm helping you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they get another notice from the IRS. I go, what happened? I go, we had a conversation and I sent you a list and, oh yeah, I haven't done that yet.
I have a client.
It's amazing how these people are. They don't want to help themselves.
I've had clients that will call me after going dark for 6 months and say, I'm in an emergency. I thought we had this handled. And I'm like, you never sent me the documents. You never signed
Yeah.
anything.
It's always an
as far as
emergency.
as far as I'm concerned, you are still not a full-on client. You're just a
Right.
potential client, which will still help you, but it's
So it sounds like you had everything systematized pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So when a client comes in and things like that, how did you develop those systems? Did you find it
Oh, it took
challenging,
time.
or was it like, you know, okay, we're going to try this, and then if it didn't work, you were changing it?
I'm pretty fanatical about project management and systems, so I handle each, and she'll attest to this. I get a little crazy about it, but I handle each one of my clients as a project.
And
So
that's a great way to go with
And
it.
so what I'll do is we have an initial call where we set the scope and the and kind of the parameters of what we can actually do for them based off of the information they provide. And so then what I do is I develop what I would call a project plan or a lending plan.
Right.
And if they want me to be aggressive and simultaneously attack everything, because they're like, I don't care how many hits there are on my credit, I just need to get this done, then I'll go about it that way. If they say that they just want to be a little more conservative and only do one thing at a time because time isn't a huge issue for them and they want to try to not get as many hits, then I'll handle it that way. And I'll attack, that's a bad term, but I'll approach the less aggressive lenders first and get them into a more conservative product if possible.
Okay.
And so as I'm doing that, I keep detailed records on a secured server where I have everything in place so that if I get hit by a bus, let's say, she can pick up and be able to take it from where we left off.
And that's the key is having those systems in place. One of the things I'm always, pushing on my clients is systems. So if you get hit by a bus, I use that example, somebody else can come in, step in, and pick up where you were and take over.
Yeah.
And that's great that you guys were able to do that.
Yeah.
Now, Lisa, you said that took some time to get done.
It did. It took some time to develop, and we definitely had our struggles. Initially learning the dynamics of each customer. There's always
How'd
something
you get
different.
your first customer?
How did we get our first
We
customer?
we used Google.
No, mine was we were at a restaurant up north.
They were having a beer on the way on a road trip.
So it seems like alcohol's
It brings
good
people
things,
together.
It brings it
Loosens
together.
them up a bit too, where they can really write.
Yeah. Well,
So they can sign their name.
the owner needed a loan for his business.
Buy more beer,
well,
Yeah.
so they could sell it.
his local provider, his local bank, was rejecting him, and he owns many different properties, and
Bet he has a new bank by now.
probably has a new bank by now. But we got him financed so that he could
did a
consolidate
cash out
his.
refi on
Unfortunately, the
Yeah.
banks have really tightened up their rules and regulations.
Yes,
it's very
they have.
difficult for them to give out the types of loans that they used to give out 20 years ago.
Right. A lot of
Right.
my referral sources are those business bankers that can't help their customers.
Right. That's the thing is there's always a solution. Just because you go to a bank and you're not getting anywhere, you got people like Lisa
Right.
and Tatiana who can help you,
Yeah.
and without being raked over the coals.
Right.
This what I call suicide funding. Oh, you're going to get a loan in 24 hours, and
Well,
and
and
all
that's
these other
something
things.
interesting too. They're not supposed to legally. They can't call that a loan, a merchant cash advance.
Right.
They have to call it an advance because if they call it a loan, they fall into usury law.
Right.
So the
Yeah,
way that they
that's why-
get around usury usury law is that they call it an advance. They are purchasing your future sales at a discount.
Right. Yeah, and that's where they can get away with 33%.
Oh,
which is
that's low.
Crazy.
I've
And
seen it
more,
as
yeah.
high as 180%.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It is. It is. It's desperation.
Desperate.
How
I
did
mean,
you-
you should call Dante because that person's dead.
That's why your husband's a
kidding?
mortician. So you can
Yes, you clean up the messes
So
from our
people you
industry.
can't get good loans for kill themselves or whatever, and he picks them up. Does he sell body parts too?
No. We
He's
leave
been out of
that
the mortuary business for a long time.
to we leave that to Dr.
I watch a
Frankenstein.
lot of TV. You know, I see shows.
Too many sci-fis and
Sci-Fi's great station.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now we know what Norman likes to watch.
No, we no.
No.
You totally threw Tatiana off here.
Yeah.
That's my job.
But that's
That's what I do.
You do that well. Yeah.
But yeah, we can't call that a loan because otherwise it would be in usury and we'd be shut down.
That's it. Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
insane. 138%.
Wow.
Oh,
180, she said.
Yeah.
180%.
I don't do those loans.
No.
Or sorry, advances. I don't do those products.
We don't
Yeah.
do those products.
Yeah.
We stay
We
away
try
from
to
those.
keep them under.
Never even heard of something
We
like
try
that.
to keep it under the 40% range with the MC.
Oh, that's
world.
great.
So
That I mean, sometimes that's the only product that's available, but we highly advise our clients not to use those products.
yeah, it's I call them suicide loans. You're not going to get out from under them.
No.
They're going to eat
Yeah.
up all your cash
Yeah.
and all your
And
reserves and everything
Way
else.
back when they were created, they had a purpose and they were not as
Aggressive.
aggressive as
Unfortunately,
they are
yeah.
now.
Unfortunately, they're being the companies that are being targeted for those products were not industries that were initially intended for it. It was initially intended for people specifically, I believe, if I remember the history correctly, in the manufacturing and import worlds.
Okay.
Where they needed to get something in house quickly,
Right.
Supplies
etc.
in for a short time for the quick assembly
And they were gonna-
turnaround. So
Yeah.
a short 3-month type of
Right.
loan, and
Right.
then it's gone because you have your pay from.
And
product
they were
that's
making
out the
so much
door.
money on the deal that losing that 30%, if you will, wasn't a big deal to them because they were making so much more out of it.
Where's your office located?
We're in Greenlawn.
Greenlawn, which is near here, right?
Yes,
We're
yeah.
like 15 minutes up
We're
the
just
road.
east of Huntington.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
happen
So
to
that's-
be in Huntington as we speak. And how do
Yeah.
people reach you again?
It's 516-268-0350.
Right. You don't know the phone number?
I certainly do.
What's the phone number?
516-268-0350.
Good. Everyone's on the same page.
Everybody's on the
Wonderful.
same page. Everybody knows how to get a hold of you.
Yes.
You know, I said in the beginning that the hour was going to fly by.
Yeah,
All right.
you did.
And our time is just
It's getting
about
close.
up.
Wow.
You have any special
Yeah.
events
Yeah.
coming up? You're going to present anywhere? You going? Anything coming on with you guys that you want to tell everybody about?
see.
Not
What do
yet. Just that we have the great end of year products. If anybody needs up to $100,000 in working capital, it's not an MCA. It's a true term loan. We can help get you
And
that
how did they
capital.
reach you again?
516-268-0350.
Good. I mean, that's a great product. I mean,
Yeah.
it is.
Yep.
Yep.
And, Pearl Harbor Day is coming up. The roses will be
Pearl Harbor,
dropped
yep.
with the Civil Air Patrol.
Yes.
And we have the Wreaths Across America going on right now
Yep.
for Squadron 288
Or Squadron 207.
Yes.
We will be out on December 15th at Pine Lawn National Cemetery,
Yeah,
laying
to
wreaths.
place them.
So hopefully it won't be too cold.
What
that
day of the week is that?
That's a Saturday. That
So
we're
you're
doing that.
going in the morning or afternoon?
Yeah,
or-
we'll be there at 10 a.m. It takes pretty much all day. We put down
Then maybe
quite a few
I can
wreaths.
help you.
Yeah, come on out.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yeah. See
Come on
all the
out.
young
So-
ladies and men in uniform.
Yep.
Or maybe I'll put
Yeah.
on a
You're gonna
uniform.
see a lot of young
something that I
ladies
have.
Can
on.
yours
Yeah.
have sparkles?
You know, like my Cub Scout uniform or something. And
Well,
I'll
he's
say-
going to wear that. That's his
Oh,
uniform.
wait,
Yeah.
This is calm.
This is calm to what I
To some of the stuff
I
that he
have.
has.
For
You
your
know,
shows
You've
and
been
everything.
holding out on us, Norman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want you to spend money and come to a show.
Yes, we
Okay.
do have to come to a show.
All
We'll
right,
have to
so
try and
we,
do
we
that
have to
this
wrap
year.
up now, but
Okay.
we want to thank you guys for being on the
You guys
show.
were great.
Thanks for
You
having
guys
us.
are fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
You guys
You
were
know.
great. I love your new location.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
this
it.
was
Thank
great.
you.
We'll have
Appreciate
to
it.
we'll have
We're excited
to
about
twist
it.
your arm to have us again sometime.
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't have to twist
I'll
our
call you
arm.
tomorrow.
Yeah. No, we'll have it set up tomorrow.
We'll make sure Dante's
Actually,
with us
I have
then,
my
too.
book here
Yes.
tonight. We
Yeah.
can set it up now.
You can
Yeah.
bring Dante. I want you to bring
Yeah.
Dante next
Yeah,
time.
you need to
Dante
meet
would
Dante.
be.
So we'll have fun with Dante.
Actually, is he still? I mean, is he still in the mortuary business?
No.
No.
Okay. What does he do now?
He's in IT security.
We can
So-
bring his business.
We can't talk about
I don't know. I sent him an application. He just, fills it out like you guys did.
He'll be
His
talking about
business.
Rodino and Associates.
Just
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
He loves talking about Rodino and Associates.
Yes,
Yeah.
You can't blame him. You can't blame him. So, thank you guys for being on.
Oh,
Thanks
We
for having us.
appreciate it.
Yeah, this
and
is
we're
fun.
looking forward to seeing
And
you
thank
next
you
time.
for hosting us.
Yes, this is great.
Jim, our
That's Jim.
engineer.
Yeah, Jim.
Jim runs the station here.
Jim owns the station.
He owns the
Nice.
He's the man.
He is the
Yeah.
man.
We should give him
So-
a hand of.
Yeah, thank you
All
for
right.
having
Thank you,
us.
Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Actually, you should give him an application for a loan.
There you go.
No, we'll,
Okay.
leave, we'll,
Right, so-
we'll leave them with our card.
No,
We-
there you go.
Leave
Yeah.
some extra.
Yeah.
Especially got that special program at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Well,
Where
it's
you-
not just at the end of the year; it's all year round. But it
Okay,
tends
but
to
it's
be
now,
really
it starts
needed
now.
now.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right, so what do you got coming on?
I got a bunch of stuff coming on. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking to students out of Suffolk
Yeah.
Community College. The 13th, the Microsoft store in Huntington, I'll be on a panel of
Is
experts.
that the mall?
At the mall, okay. It's going to be me, Donna Drake, Tim Healy, Steve Harper. We're going to be talking about being a good guest on a show. These guys are a great example of being a good guest on a show.
Thank you.
So, we're going to talk about that things. That's going to be at 6:30.
Then we can have
And
another
that-
show, having a show about being a good host.
We can have, we got to work on it. We got to find some good hosts. to talk
Maybe
about
we
that.
can. We can
Yeah, I think
We
you
gotta
guys
find some
have that
people like
covered.
that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I
You're doing a
appreciate
good job.
that. And Friday I'll be at the Middle Country Library in Selden, the local author seminar they're having there.
Nice.
They asked me to join that, so I'm pretty excited about that. So,
Great.
like I said, I got a lot of things going on. How about you?
I'm dead,
You're not dead.
business-wise, until February.
Okay. No,
let's
you're
see,
on sabbatical,
February,
right?
February 8th, we're going to be here at the Noel Ruiz Theater with the Donna Summer Dance Party. And then we're going to be on the 16th with Gladys Knight and the Pips and the Temptations.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Nice.
at Comstock. On the 23rd, we're going to be in Pennsylvania with Barry White and Donna. And that's what's going on so far. We had a
Nice.
great show this past Friday. We had Tom Vogerty, John Vogerty.
John Fogerty, yeah.
Creedence Clearwater show was killer. They sang 32 songs.
Wow.
32 songs
that's
they
awesome.
sang.
I'm kind of jealous.
That was
Yeah.
great. It was a great show. Crowd was packed.
Yeah.
It was just really good. If anybody is interested in being on the Power Hour with Darren and myself, give me a call at 631-698-9696, 631-698-9696. If you're
That's that
interested in speaking with Darren in regards to what his business is to help your business, he's a business manager, business coach, right?
Yep.
They can reach you at?
They can reach me at 631-721-4347 or at my website, cbms.co. That's CO, not .com, or on Facebook, CBMS Consulting. So yeah, go to my Facebook page, like CBMS Consulting. Go to the Facebook page, the Business Power Hour, and like that page also.
Right, and if you're interested
Right.
in, if you're a charity or been involved with a charity, any size charity, that's what we're all about. That's where our concerts are. They're all about music for charities and raising money. 631-698-9696. And if you're interested in doing a show like we're doing, give Village Connection a call at 415-1365 and ask for Jim. And tell them Norman and Darren sent you.
And I'll tell you this, guys, just don't watch Village Connection for our show. There's a lot of great shows on this network, so check them out. Okay? Village Connection Network on Facebook. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Have a
All
great
right,
night.
have a great
Nice.
week. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Today's show was brought to you by Friend Entertainment USA, producing the best concerts for charities and corporations for over 30 years. CBMS Consulting Services, turning vision into value. And CBMS Bookkeeping Services, control your business before it controls you. In association with Village Connection Network, your full-service marketing and media company. If you're interested in being a guest on our show, visit our website at www.bphdmm.com for more information.
wishing they're all dead. The lines cut off inside my head. I left here like a broken man, with no idea of where I stand. Oh, my mind clear. Oh, I shed my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. Security, this newfound freedom you kept from me. The sound of all your loaded gun. This outbreak war has just begun. The sound of all your loaded gun. This broken man has already won. Oh, my mind clear. Lord, I shed my tears.